Sony, not this week, but last week, had their showcase, and they ended it by showing Spider-Man 2 on the PS5, which is coming out. It says fall 2023. Fingers crossed. Looks fantastic. It absolutely looks fantastic. They showed like I think 20 minutes of like game footage. I've had a few words with Keith in regards to what my thoughts are on this, and I'm just going to put the background on quiet as we chat away. So there's a few things. There's a bad guy that set up, a guy called Craven the Hunter. He wasn't a very popular bad guy, but he featured in a story that evolved around the alien costume, which is the Venom symbiote, which is fantastic. They show some cool bits where you can switch between characters, kind of like you could in Grand Theft Auto 5. And it's just got some really cool bits in there that you see. It starts off from the game footage that they've got. Let me just forward this on a bit. Game footage that you've got. So this is just the introduction of Craven the Hunter, where you see Spidey in the alien costume, just absolutely annihilating Craven the Hunter's guys. And it's got the big Venom symbol on there. It's weird because it's got arrows on there, and if you know anything from the comic books, there's these square patches where his webbing comes out of, because I'm that nerdy. But it looks absolutely fantastic.
So has Venom gone into Spider-Man there then?
No, right. So in the original thingy, they had, I think it was, they had to go to this place called Battle World, and Parker's costume was damaged, so he found a machine, which he thought was a machine, to repair his costume. Put it together. It turns out it wasn't a thingy, it was an alien symbiote. It bonded to him, learnt Spider-Man like powers, and then he rejected it, and then it went on to a guy called Eddie Brock. So at the moment he looks like he's discovered this alien symbiote, and it's with him at the moment. So he doesn't see there's a problem with it. It amps up his aggression, and makes him more violent, which, if he's fighting Craven the Hunter in the comic books, Craven the Hunter buries him alive, if I remember correctly, in a graveyard, to which Spider-Man escapes and then almost kills him, to kind of exact his revenge. But he realizes that the symbiote, the black costume, is making him go a little crazy. But yeah, looks like you can switch between Miles Morales and Peter. My problem is I don't want to be playing the bulk of the game as Miles Morales. I want to be playing it as Spider-Man.
It's called Spider-Man, isn't it? And I haven't even. It's a Spider-Man game, and we haven't even seen Spider-Man yet.
Well, no, you saw him right at the beginning with the alien costume on.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Not as Spider-Man.
Oh, if they do it right, then it's a case of he'll fight Craven the Hunter, he'll lose control, he'll separate himself out from the symbiote. The symbiote will bond to Eddie Brock, and then from Eddie Brock, he'll become Venom, and then they have to then take down Venom, which will be fun because Venom can go invisible and evade the spider sense and all that stuff that is cool in the comic books. But looks really good.
It does look good. I never played the first one, actually.
You haven't played the first one?
No.
You are missing out. You are really missing out. I played it. I unlocked all the bits and all the suits and all the powers and everything. And then I went back and played it on the hardest difficulty. But because I had all the powers, I could just knock over everyone like they weren't there. I was just beating the crap. I felt properly like Spider-Man. It was that good.
I enjoyed the first one. And when the PS5 came out, my version came with Miles Morales, and I really enjoyed Miles Morales as well. The speed at which it loads is incredible, and then in the first Spider-Man, when you take a tube to another place, or a metro to another place, it takes a bit of time to load. Not in Miles Morales, it is instantaneous. So they did improve the tech, and the loading, obviously, with the PS5 helps with that. But I'm hoping that with this game here, they take some lessons learned, and especially with the loading speed, because literally a few seconds and you're in the game from the OS.
The loading speed is part of the hard drive, so it's fine.
So was it exclusive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of Xbox people being very unhappy about it. Actually, there's lots of Xbox people going around. It doesn't look very good. That's their comeback for it. Doesn't look very good. It's not very good. You don't like it. Blah blah. Blah. I understand why you could. If I was an Xbox user, I'd be bitter as all hell. But the long short of it is,
Yeah, but you don't say that it's not very good. It's a bit childish, isn't it?
yeah,
Well, yes.
the water doesn't. There's a bit here where there's a speedboat chasing. It's like the water doesn't look very good, and I'm like, I think you're missing the point. It's it's funny how that kind of happens. There you go. He's in the alien costume there.
But as long as the game's good, it doesn't really matter.
If the game is just like the original Spider-Man or the Miles Morales one, it's going to be great.
Yeah,
because that was the web slinging on it. Yeah, you could just spend an hour just web slinging through New York.
Yeah.
Not much fun. It was done that well.
Even with the option to take the metro, I would web sling around New York. I would just do it.
Does it actually show you what you're attaching to, or is it just?
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
No, it's not. It's not like the
Phantom Cloud.
The PS1. What was the PS1 one that they had with Venom and Peter Parker? It just webbed the ceiling. That wasn't there.
Yeah.
No, it webs. You have to because you can do certain things with it too. So you can just like swing around buildings and whatnot. So if you watch here, look, you can see. Look, he's swung off the top of those crane bits there as he's going past.
Well, that water looks good to me.
That water looks fantastic. There was a guy. Do you know Digital Foundry? Had a Digital Foundry? Digital Foundry are the nerds that will sit there and tell you your frame rate's not right. Yeah. They'll sit there and say, "Oh, the frame rate's dipping there," and they can tell you exactly how it's done. It's proper, like, in-depth technical analysis. The guy from Digital Foundry took a picture out of this trailer and took a picture of New York because they were complaining that the reflections weren't working properly on the water. And he had a picture from New York and a picture from it, and you could see which one was the game, which one was New York, and he turns around and goes, "Oh, they both look terrible." He goes, "One's actually New York," and he called it his favorite Twitter interaction because some bellend couldn't, because they were so hung up on shitting on the game, they couldn't tell reality from a game.
So sometimes these techies, they just they like what you say, they forget the point. It's a game. As long as
this wasn't the techie. This wasn't the techie. The techie person was sitting there saying that there's nothing wrong with what you see.
Right.
It was the idiot on Twitter who was just determined to hate on the game.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So
that doesn't surprise me then. To be fair,
I just don't understand the mentality of these people. Why do you need to feel the need to shit on something that other people like just because of what reason? I don't know. All right, this game is not on your chosen platform. Why not just save up and get the other platform? They're not that expensive. I did. I just went, oh, fine. I've missed out on Xbox stuff for years. Never had an Xbox. Well, I had one.
Yeah.
Got rid of it because it was shit. Now I've got an Xbox. Yeah, it didn't have built-in Wi-Fi. So
I was all PC. I was never.
Yeah.
I was never that crazy with modern consoles. I did like the PS3. I love the PS3, but the 360 for me was pointless because everything that came out on the 360 either had already come out on the PC or it was going to come out on PC. The only two games at the time really was Halo and Gears of War.
Yeah.
But even they came out on the PC.
Yeah, I had those on the PC.
Yeah,
and I got given a copy of the Halo game on the PC. I played it and I hated it. Yeah. And I went, if this is what Xbox gaming is, then I really don't. Forza was the one that I felt like I was missing out on.
Okay.
Because I like racing games, and Forza I have on my Xbox, and it's okay. Not all that. It's okay. It's Horizon. I want the racing one. So when that is finally released or ever going to be released, that'll be nice.
Yeah, I just don't find them fun anymore. The racing games, I think they're too realistic. Bring back Ridge Racer and Ray Tracers and games like that.
Need for Speed ones, okay. It's not realistic in that sense. The last Need for Speed one I played, I can't remember the name of it. But that was a decent one where it's not taking itself too serious because it's Need for Speed. Need for Speed doesn't, you know.
There was a game on the original Xbox as well, car game, where you literally had to smash into everything. Was it called Burnout?
Burnout.
Yeah,
I love that.
Was incredible. Yeah, brilliant game.
I love that.
Ironically, that's done by Criterion, who did the remake for Dead Space.
Who also did the first-person shooter Black. Do you remember that? That was incredible.
Was that them? I'm sure. I don't think.
Yeah, no, it was. Black was Criterion, definitely, 100%.
I think I really want to play Burnout now.
Yeah,
Burnout is a fantastic series of games.
It really
my favourite is the Crash Junction. Can't help myself.
Yeah,
Crash Junction all the way.
Yeah,
it's Can I just ask something quick? Because just going back to the Spider-Man thing. When the 360 came out, you're sitting there saying most of the stuff was on the PC.
Yeah.
I felt that when the 360 came out, all that PC development from all those PC developers shifted to the 360. And it kind of killed. It kind of, from my perspective, it killed PC gaming because that's when all of a sudden things started disappearing.
No, I never felt that way. It wasn't until, for me, it wasn't until the next generation with PS4 and Xbox One. As soon as they came out, that's when PC gaming started to deteriorate.
Oh no, because I beg to differ, because towards the end of the PS3 and the 360 lifestyle, all of a sudden all the indie devs started filling the gaps, and that's when you start getting really good indie games. And that's because it's like I like to play all games. Well, seriously, I like to play all games. I don't want to limit myself down to one console. PlayStation's my preferred console.
Yeah,
but I go where the games are.
See, I can only really go off how vast the Steam library is, and you may be right regarding AAA titles, but the indie scene, I think that's when PS4, because that's what they advertised, wasn't it, with the PS4, was, we're going to start having more of the indie titles and supporting those guys. So maybe that went across over to it.
Well, they were calling the PlayStation the indie station for a while, weren't they?